Well, hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria, the soul nurturer, and I'm here to offer you some really extraordinary astrological weather that you may be noticing. Anyone noticing anything? This is what I love to teach about. If you're going to follow astrology, really it's about noticing your own natural cycles, your own rhythms, what's happening in your world. And I always suggest do that first before you look at the astrology because some of us are suggestible. We may hear something that an astrologer is saying is going to happen, which, by the way, I try never to do. I try to say there's some possibilities, and we ultimately have control over those possibilities. We get to get our surfboards out and ride those intense waves of transformation, or we go inward and we look at what we need to see, and do our soul work, our inner work, pay attention to our dreams, and ride the energy or work with it instead of being worked by it. But there's a lot going on, and I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But first of all, I wanted to say, I'm okay, everybody. If you saw the video I did for Mother's Day, which is something that's on my heart every single Mother's Day, not just for me, but I got private messages asking if I was okay because I was crying. I was letting my emotions be shown. I think a big part of my mission is to normalize grief. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel your feelings. In fact, it's necessary. It's essential to healing. So I do appreciate those check-ins on me, and also the private messages I received from a lot of women who thanked me for speaking for them. I called it Unspoken Grief. It's a pretty intense and raw video. It's still available. It's not just about Mother's Day, but it's these griefs that get amplified around Mother's Day. So anyway, all is well. We are all just feeling the unfolding of our lives individually and collectively. So let me jump in really quick to the astrological weather. There's some intensity. I really, again, check in with yourself right now. What have you been noticing in your body, in your being, in general? Are things getting a little wonky in terms of communications and losing things, or having some glitches with your computers or your cars? Some of you already know what I'm talking about. Yes, we have been in the shadow of a Mercury retrograde, and Mercury stations retrograde on May 10th. I'm recording this on May 9th. It'll be in retrograde from the 10th to June 3rd in Gemini. So don't be alarmed. Don't be scared. It's all good. It's a time when we get to review. We get to sort of slow down a little bit, review, reflect, redo. It's an opportunity to kind of see where have you been off. And since it's in Gemini, off with your communications, with your messaging. I've been reviewing a lot about what I offer on this channel and how I can improve it. If I still want to do it, Mercury's retrograding in Gemini in my 5th house in my chart, which, again, when I talk about the weather, astrological weather, I'm talking about the universal transits in general. If you want to know more specifically how it may affect you, again, just possibilities, contact me. I'd be happy to look at your chart for you, and then we'd look at where these transits will be highlighted in your chart and in your life. Okay, so the Mercury retrograde is in the 5th house of expression and creativity, and I'm going to get back to writing. It's like, okay, if not now, when? If not who? Me. So it's a good thing. Everything is purposeful, and it's really cool to watch the transits and see again how this beloved creator is moving us through processes to, I believe, cultivate our strengths and gifts, sculpt our potential and purpose, illuminate areas we need to look at, and give us those soul nudges daily. So I'm going to talk about one of my big soul nudges that I haven't been paying attention to. And this is a time when, if you have been getting soul nudges, or your intuition guiding you somewhere and you're not paying attention, or you weren't paying attention, or you were hushing it, you're not going to be able to hide, and you're not going to be able to turn the volume down on what your soul is trying to get your attention about. Okay, so not only do we have Mercury in retrograde, we have Jupiter entering Aries also on the 10th. For me, I'm excited about this. It will be a Jupiter return for me, and Jupiter will be in Aries from May 10th to October 27th. And so this is a boost of energy, renewed interest, or energy and initiation of something you've been thinking about wanting to do but kind of have felt stalled or stuck. So Jupiter moving into Aries is going to be a burst of energy, especially in the house that it affects in your chart. But in general, we may notice this time of the year people are more active, more out and about, and maybe a little bit more buoyant, and maybe a little bit more optimistic, right? Okay, so that's happening. And then we are in a Pluto retrograde, which went into retrograde on April 29th, and that goes until October 28th. Again, reviewing more deeply, our subconscious material, our shadow, time for shadow work, let's go back, let's look at what we might have missed that isn't going to serve us where we're going. So here is the big news. Some of you may already know, I do these videos for the new moon and the full moon. And I'll tell you, it was hard to gather myself around this one, because it's not only a full moon, it is a total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So I'm a Scorpio. I'm really already feeling this and gathering this time, like, what did I want to talk about? I found my mind going down deep into these rabbit holes, because Scorpio loves to delve, loves to get into the nooks and crannies of our psyche, of our spirituality, of our soul work, of the layers. Surface energy is not a Scorpio thing. We don't wade in the shallow end, we go deep, right? And so this is where we're going to be called on May 15th, May 15th, May 16th, depending on where you are. And this full moon total lunar eclipse, it's called the May full moon is called the flower moon, but because it's an eclipse, we also call it the blood moon. So this is a time where there's some intensity, definitely more of our shadowy material really amplified, revealed to us. It's it's the Taurus Scorpio polarity. So Taurus in sun is grounded, rooted, practical, methodical, slow-moving energy. It's the earth. It's our body. It's connected to our throat. It's our throat chakra. It's our voice. It's expression. It's love. It's ruled by Venus. And the polarity of Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, as I just touched on. This, deep diving, reformer wants to get in there into the deep nooks and crannies for transformation, to transmute. It's soul. It's like, okay, what is out of alignment with what soul wants to emerge, and that we've been kind of fixed and stuck, because that's Taurus, even stubborn, like not wanting to change, getting a little too comfortable in our comfort zones when we really need to emerge out of that. Well, Scorpio is going to show us and illuminate what we have been denying, hiding in the shadow, which is what shadow is. We deny, suppress, or hide it. I don't think there's any hiding with this one. We're going to see a lot personally and in the world. And what is revealed again is to be healed, not to be frightened by, but to say, okay, this is happening for a reason. So now, if it's happening to you, eclipses are also known for sudden shifts and changes, endings and beginnings, sudden changes, but always aligned with what you've been visioning for, what your soul desires, and what your potential needs. Okay, so I have to remind myself, because I'm like, whoa, this is going to happen in my 10th house. And sometimes eclipses are about having to leave something behind, or endings again. And I was like, well, what do I have to leave behind in my career? Because I've been working on shifting and moving into a new direction for a while, but it could also be positive and powerful new beginnings. So I'm banking on that one. So let's see, what else did I have to say about this? So the eclipses are, again, as I just said, harbingers of change, and they are urging us and nudging us and helping us emerge our soul potential, evolving our potential, evolving our souls. So does anyone out there know what a lunar eclipse is? Because I have a little dyslexia and I sometimes get these mixed up, the lunar and solar eclipse. But lunar eclipse, give you a moment. Got it? Okay. Lunar eclipse is when the shadow of the earth falls across the face of the moon. And this, again, it's that shadow. It's like, so full moons can illuminate what we need to see, and then there's the shadow. So to me, it's like, what's wanting to surface from the shadow, surface from our unconscious that we have denied or suppressed. Again, face those shadows, do our shadow work, letting go of anything that's not aligned with our soul potential. And this is such a hard one for Scorpio, especially with the Taurus Scorpio polarity, both fixed signs. So we can get pretty fixed because I'm having this image of like holding on to the side of the river. And there's an old book that only some of you my age or older, or those of you evolved younger ones out there. It was a Richard Bach book, and I can't think of the name of it now, but there was the story of this creature, these creatures that lived on the side of the river, and they clung to the side of the river. And if anyone knows this book, put it in the comments, because I can't pull it up right now. It was a long time ago I read this. But one little creature is brave enough to let go of the small, confined little area on the side of the riverbank, and it lets go, and it's knocked around in the river's current, hits some rocks, and it's just a very scary and difficult journey. That's what transformation is like. But the letting go and then getting knocked around a little bit, or spun around and disoriented, but then it comes to some smooth water. And it's been a while since I read this, so I may have this a little off, but this is how I remember it. And if I remember correctly too, it may evolve into getting wings and flying, but I'm not. I may be making that up, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens. But anyway, it's a story of evolution. How does it happen? First, we recognize what we're currently doing isn't working, and then we surrender and let go and trust. We let go of the tight grip we have on life as we know it right now, and we say, okay, all right, God, I know this isn't all you have for me, although it's comfortable, although I feel safe, although I really love a lot of these things and people that I'm surrounded by right now. I'm surrendering. Surrender and let go and trust God. And that doesn't mean an immediate, everything's better, everything's great, I'm healed, all is well, I'm exactly where I want to be. More of the transformational journey happens. I wish it could be that simple, folks, but it's not. There's these transformational cycles we go through. We are in another big one, okay? Especially affecting all the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And in your chart, around 25 degrees in your chart, whatever house that is, that's where the energy is amplified, intensified. A lot of astrologers call these eclipses full moons on steroids, right? So more intensity, more illumination, you might want to pace yourself. Again, you're probably already feeling it. You're probably already feeling what areas of your life are up to review, to really be brave about, to make different choices about, and to be honest about. You may feel the pressure. I've been feeling a lot of pressure, and I'll tell you again, these videos, I make a conscious choice to be open to role model for you that transformation is, even for those of us who are practitioners of transformation, who do our soul work, who pay attention, we all have cycles, and I want to show you, instead of being, like, yeah, everything's great all the time. I'm transparent, because I think I see that a lot in the transformational world that I support, this confusion of fake it till you make it and doing your deep dive work. Well, let me illuminate that. The confusion is they don't work. You can't fake it till you make it and do your deep dive. Do your deep dive means you're looking really and real, in a real, honest way. No longer hiding, no longer have the blindfolds on. You're open, you're aware, you're willing. So faking it delays your transformation. Now, I like to say faith it till you make it. Hold on to your faith, the belief that other greater things are possible, that where you are in your life is not your last stop, that there's more to happen, and all that you still desire is possible. So faith it till you make it. Don't fake it. You got to be real. Let yourself feel your feelings. Cry. Let people see you cry. If you're sad, tell people, I'm sad. I'm grieving. Life's been hard. It's okay. It's not where you live. It's where you're passing through to get to more of your potential and possibilities. Okay. There's so many other aspects going on that I'm not going to go into on that day, but let's just say there's a lot of transformational energy. We've got moon opposition Uranus as well, sun square Saturn. It's just a time to roll up our sleeves and say, okay, the things I've been desiring and saying I want and envisioning for, roll up our sleeves, put our boots on, get in the mud, get in and begin to clear what's in the way of your way, to move away from things that don't support your potential, that diminish your spirit, your potential. Use everything to see what you need to see to heal and to transform. Use it all. The places you're triggered, the people who annoy you, the past hurts that might be coming up, the wounded areas. Remember, when we put some light on our wounds and we heal our wounds, first of all, we're no longer stuck in the wound, and we're no longer wounding people from our wounds, but we're cultivating, we're planting seeds there to grow our potential and offer gifts from the wound. Okay. So I think that's all I have for you right now, but I really want to say this is going to be a visible eclipse for those of us here in the United States. I don't have the range, but it should be quite visible. And here in the Pacific time, Pacific Coast time where I am, let me see. If you go outside, you'll be able to catch a glimpse. Let me see if I can get the exact times. So the moon will begin to enter the Earth's shadow, also known as the umbra, around 7:30 p.m. on Sunday, the 15th. And then the totality is when the moon will be immersed in the Earth's shadow. That will begin about 8:30 p.m. Pacific time and last for roughly an hour and a half. And then the eclipse should be ending about 11 p.m. around there. Double check the times. I translated these from East Coast time, and sometimes my dyslexia shows up here, but I think those are accurate. I think that's all I wanted to say. Let me know how you're feeling, what you're noticing. I would just say, trust the process. Be brave, be honest, be real. Oh, I was telling you about the pressure I felt in my body, and I had one of those, no tap, but a big smack, and my body just broke down. I've been having some sensitivity with food, and I've been ignoring it, and I've been saying, I can eat that, I can do that. And I think my body got really pissed off at me this time. I've gotten some warnings like, no, you can't eat that, you can't drink that, you can't do that anymore. And it's that you can't do that anymore energy of the eclipse. This is not helping. This isn't supporting. So like, Luna, the moon, Mother Moon saying, I warned you a couple times. This time you're on timeout until you see what you need to see. And that's what happened to me over the last 2 days. I was in quite a lot of pain, some digestive issues, scary. I kind of was kind of panicked by what I was feeling, and I'm still not well, but yeah, Mother Moon, right? Saying, you're on timeout. So if you're not paying attention, you might have your own little time out, like a time to review. Perfect time, right? I'm just going to put all these pieces together. Gemini, Mercury and Gemini, reviewing of what you've been thinking, how you've been communicating, what you've been holding back in terms of your expression and communication, reviewing all things connected to the flow of your life, the mechanics of your life. And with Pluto, the shadow of your life, the places that you have denied and suppressed, and connected to your power in particular. And then, be willing to say, like Scorpio is connected to the Phoenix rising. First, we just have to let it all go, burn to the ground, and then we rise up strong. And I know. We talk about this. I've been talking about this since 2020. And many of us are so exhausted for more transformation. But if you've been doing your work, you've been listening, you've been paying attention to your body, to your soul, your intuition, then you're pacing with the universe, you're pacing with God. And I also think that all of what shows up with the transits, it's kind of our lesson plan. And if you've been doing your own work, I like to say that instead of homework. If you've been doing your own work and you're up on your lessons, then you get to graduate to the next level of your possibilities. And if you haven't, you may blah. Let me. This is Mercury in retrograde plus we have still planets in Neptune and Pisces and some fuzziness going on. So let me try that again. You may get called to the principal's office, and you may be put on a timeout, and you may even have to go to, what was it called in school when you had to go, you were taken out of class and you were put in a different room for something. Tell me what that is, because I can't think of it right now. But in this case, not as punishment, but as deeper review and saying, okay, I'm willing to look, I'm willing to see, and I'm willing to do this differently. And you've got this powerful Scorpio moon to show you the way. All right. That's my take on this time. I'd like to know what you're feeling. Please comment below. Ask any questions you may have. Happy to serve. That's what I'm here to do, to help you serve your own potential, nurture that potential, and to bring your beautiful, unique soul essence into the world, and to shine that soul light. All right. Take good care, and subscribe if you haven't, like if you are called to. And comment, please. I love your comments. They inspire me, and they let me know people are with me. It always surprises me when I hear people say for the first time comment, I've been watching your videos for a while. I'm like, I've been wondering who's watching. I get a lot of views and only a handful of comments and likes. But hey, I'm still learning and growing here, and I appreciate you all along this journey with me. Bless you, love you, take good care of yourself, be gentle with yourself and others, and trust the unfolding. It's all okay. It's all good. Okay? See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.